Alright, so our application is now able to ask us if we want to share our location, and if we allow them to, then it's going to display that it's going to display our latitude and longitude in the application. Now, right now, if they deny it, if they deny the location, we don't have any kind of message or anything to let them know what's going on. And if there's some other kind of error, then still we have no way to let them know. So we're going to define this callback error, this show error function, and basically we have 4 different scenarios as far as why you would get an error when calling this get current position. So we're going to use a switch statement, which is going to basically test the error code, and then we'll output the correct message. Okay, so we'll just use switch. Alright, now what we're going to test here is this error object. Okay, we want to get the code. Okay, so there's different codes for different errors, and we're going to define a case for each code. So the first one is going to be error dot permission denied, and what this does, the way that this comes about is if the user is prompted to share their location and they click no, they don't want to allow it. Alright, so basically we're just going to send off an alert. You may want some more intuitive error reporting, but I'm just going to do an alert just for simplicity. Alright, so basically we're going to say user denied the request for geolocation. Alright, now we want to break after this. We want to break out of the switch. Alright, so next will be error dot position unavailable. So we'll send out an alert, and this will just say location not available, and we want to break. Okay, next is going to be if there's a timeout. Alright, and here we'll just say the request has timed out. And the last one is going to be an unknown error. So if it's something else that obviously isn't known. Alright. Okay, so that handles our error callback, and this is going to be called if there's an error with the get current position API or the watch position API. You can see we're throwing that in there on both of these. Alright, so now that we have our error reporting, we have our start position. Now we want to get the watch position. Okay, so I'm going to uncomment this. Basically, we're going to have a watch ID, alright, and that's going to be equal to this watch position function, and the success callback here is going to be show position update. So this is what we need to create now. Okay, and this is also going to take a parameter. We'll call it position. Alright, and this is very similar to this show position. So I'm just going to copy this Okay, so basically we're just going to set, we don't want the start lat and lon, we want the current, which is here. So let's change this. And basically we're going to do the same thing, except here we don't want this start position dot chords, we just want position dot chords. Alright, now we also want the distance to change as we go along, not just the latitude and longitude. Alright, so basically we're going to create another function called Calculate.distance, and that method is going to contain the Haversine formula, which is a pretty popular math formula that can get the distance between 2 points in kilometers. So it's not a function that I customly wrote. You can actually find it. Let's actually just do a quick Google search. Okay, so it is the Haversine or Haversine formula in JavaScript. Okay, so basically it looks kind of like this. Alright, so I am not a math person. I don't claim to know exactly what this means. I just know that it works. Okay, and you can actually test it here if you want. You can put in different points and get the distance. Alright, so we're going to put that in, but first let's right here we want to set the distance element, which is right here, the span ID distance. This is going to hold the number of kilometers. Alright, so we're going to say document get element by ID distance dot inner HTML is going to be equal to, and then we're going to call that function, so calculate distance. And then in here what we need to do is pass in 4 parameters. We need the start position latitude, the start position longitude, the current position latitude, and the current position longitude. Alright, so we can actually just copy this. Okay, so that'll be the start latitude, then this, and then these, okay, so we'll pass those in. Alright, so that should be all set. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to paste in this function. Let me just grab it real quick. Alright, so this is what it looks like. You can see we're passing in these latitude and longitudes. Beyond that, I really don't understand what's going on. I just know that it works. Alright, so the last thing we want to do after that is we want to create our stop tracking. Let me just put some comments up here as well. Updated position. Okay, so that looks a little cleaner. Oop, stop tracking. Alright, so we want to use navigator geolocation, and we're going to use the clear watch method. So clear watch, and then we want to pass in that watch ID. Okay, so that'll clear it for us, and then let's just send out an alert that lets them know that it's stopped. Alright, and now we just want to make sure that when we click stop, that the stop button disappears and the start button reappears. Okay, so stop. What did I do? So stop button, display is going to be none. And then the start button is going to be set to inline. Okay, so let's save this and cross our fingers. Okay, so start tracking, and there we go. It's giving us the starting position as well as the current position. Okay, so remember, this is where we are when we click start. This is where we currently are. So as you move, this should change along with the distance. Now, what I want to do is, I can't actually test the movements, because obviously I'm not going to grab my desktop up and go walk around the neighborhood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to input manual current positions just to make sure that the distance works. Alright, and I'm just going to put those in. I guess I can put them in right here. I'll replace the user's position, the updated position, with actual values. Okay, so I'm just going to get the location, the coordinates of, let's see, alright, so I am in Amesbury, Massachusetts, which is about 40 to 50 minutes north of Boston. So let's just say State Street, Boston, Mass. Okay, so here's the latitude and longitude of this point in Boston. So I'm going to copy this, which is the latitude. I'm just going to put it inside of this calculate distance. Okay, so we want to put it right here as our current latitude. Alright, and then the longitude we'll put here. Alright, so I'll save this and we'll see if, let's reload this. Now the distance should go up, which it does, about 56 kilometers, which is perfect. So you can see that this is the start to a really nice application where a jogger could actually see their distance in real time, the distance that they've ran or whatever. So that's how you can use geolocation, and thanks for watching.